Well, hello friends. So today we're going to take a look at using iron sights or a red dot on a steel challenge. So I have Smoke and Hope set up from the last video, and I still have the Staccato HD P4.5. I did adjust the sights, the green dot on that, so in this case the green dot, because it was off about 3 inches. So we're going to use that for the red dot test or the dot test, and we're going to use the CZ Shadow 2 Orange with just iron sights and see which one I'm fastest with on the Smoke and Hope Steel Challenge here. So everything is set up to standard on the course. I do have some extra targets out there, but I know which ones are the steel targets here. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get going here. All right, guys, so 5 shots, total time 4.51. All right, guys, 4.69 seconds on that one. Wow, I really messed that one up. All right, that'll be the one to throw out for sure. All right. All right, guys, total time on that one for all 5 shots, 4.28. All right, y'all, so now we've got the CZ Shadow 2 Orange. Let's go ahead and give her a run. Nope. That was not good. I missed 4 of them. All right, guys, missed 1 on that one. And that one was a 3.67. All right, guys, that was a 3.67, but I did miss 1 on that one. All right, that was a 3.69, but I did miss 1. All right, well, hello, friends. We're back from the range, and looks like I don't know, it's close to a draw, I guess. I don't know. Might be a little faster with the irons, but, you know, I missed a shot in almost each one of the 5. I think 1 or 2, I got all 5. Had, you know, good times, I guess, or better times, I should say. I mean, y'all saw my times. They're not great by any means, you know, but, you know, the red dot, you know, the times were definitely slower than with the irons, but the red dot was more consistent hitting targets. So it kind of forced you to slow down a little bit and really look at what you're shooting there. You know, if you're trying to hit those targets in a transition, you know, under stress, of course, you're under stress of time as well. That plays a lot into it, you know. So when I'm shooting, I can shoot fast on one single target, and stay on target, at a faster rate. But when you're trying to shoot fast like that and transition, that's another game. So, the red dot, when you shoot and you're trying to, you shoot once, the red dots recoil, you lose the red dot out of the window. You got to get the red dot back in the window, you know, while you're remaining target focused. So you're looking at the target with the red dot kind of superimposed in your vision, and you're trying to maintain that, but you got to get it back in your vision without trying to stare at the sight. So it's a kind of a complex process to do that. But then if you're shooting with irons, you're trying to line up a front blade with those rear irons as well. So both have, pluses and minuses. So it does seem as though the irons were faster, but they weren't as consistent. And if I'd have took penalties for that, it might have been closer to the times for the red dot. So I would say, that's why I say it could be, close to a draw. They're very close. So really it comes down to training, what you're most comfortable with, what you enjoy the most, and I think in the beginning with red dots, like zeroing the pistol, zeroing the red dot, that kind of stuff, shooting a target stationary with a red dot, it's really nice. Definitely a single focused plane to shoot. You put the dot on it, you shoot it, you got good trigger control, then you're going to hit your target. You're going to hit it accurately. But, lining up iron sights, maybe not quite as good. But a lot of people, when they pick up a red dot on a gun, they go and they shoot, and it's like, it feels just like it did for me when I first started with a red dot. It seemed like the gun wasn't sitting right. Like as if I had, pushed it out with sights and I wanted to look through the sights. It felt like the gun was like sitting too low or something weird. Something weird like that. So it took me a bit to get used to pulling the gun up and actually just being right on spot, seeing that dot in my vision while I'm looking at whatever it is I'm looking at. So if I'm looking at a target, I don't want to be staring at the red dot on the top of the gun, at the actual device itself. I want to be looking at the target, and I want that dot to show up in my vision. And that's the part that takes time to get used to. So I've had a lot of time with a red dot now. Really, I say a lot of time, but only a couple of years. I've shot irons for most of my military career. Well, all of my military career. And then when I got out, I kind of started messing with the red dot stuff for a pistol. We use red dots on rifles, but not on pistols. So that's why I thought this, since I'm getting ready to shoot my first steel challenge here in September, I wanted to see, and I'm practicing on this, I wanted to see, well, should I take my CZ Shadow 2 orange out and just iron sight it, or should I take out, the Staccato with the, RMR HD on it? I put the RMR, actually just got the plates for both of these. So I got the plate for the RMR HD that I put on the Staccato HD P4.5, and I got the Holosun 507 comp here on the Shadow 2 orange. So that 507 comp's awesome because the window is huge on that thing. So it makes it a lot easier when you're trying to find that dot and you're trying to transition over. It's easy to find the dot. So, whereas it's easy to see the sights, they're open. But then trying to line them up and trying to work fast on a transition causes you to miss. At least for me, it caused me to miss almost every time I missed one. Whereas on the red dot, it was more consistent. So, and my times weren't great. I mean, I'm I might be middle of the pack or worse. I don't know. I haven't shot in the Steel Challenge yet, so but I went and watched one so I could go, prepare to come and shoot that. It looked really fun, so I encourage you to get out there and do that if you've got a local club that's doing a Steel Challenge. So, practicing with that, I thought this would be a good experiment to do that. So, well, with that, I wanted to keep this short, so, y'all can see the scores. If you have any questions about, this little green dot right here that I took off that was 3 inches off after I re-zeroed it, let me know in the comments. I'd be glad to answer those comments for you. And as a new channel, I'd appreciate it if y'all like and subscribe. Hoping to put out some better content here, get better with my cameras and that sort of stuff, and provide content that y'all want to watch. I hope this helped y'all out thinking about, irons or red dot.
I think it comes down to personal preference and what you're willing to train with. If you're not willing to train with either one, you're not going to be good at either one. So it's going to come down to that. So, but anyway, I look forward to entertaining y'all again with something else here very soon. So please stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, and share again. I'm just getting started out. I'd appreciate that, especially if you're sharing it to get other people to like and subscribe as well, to follow me on my journey here as I grow this channel. So, all right, y'all. Well, with that, I will catch y'all next time. Y'all stay grumpy in a good way, and we will catch you in the next one. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate y'all.